All right, so I don't even know where to begin with this. I guess a good place to start is that this is not going to be like my other videos. It's going to be pretty raw and uncut. Don't really want to do a bunch of cuts at all. Expect a lot of ums because I'm trying to, you know, think about how to express all this. But I want this to be as authentic as possible. Yeah, I really don't know where to begin. I'm not good at goodbyes. I never have been. That's never been a strength of mine. And it's weird that's kind of what I'm doing here. But yeah, if you're watching this, I guess I'll start with the news. I've accepted a position with the Denver Nuggets as their team writer, doing digital content as their specialist in digital content, and it's a huge opportunity. It's what I've been waiting for 4 years, 5 years, however long I've been doing this. Is an opportunity to do this, and it's a huge honor that an NBA team has seen what I've done over the last couple of years, whether it's podcasting, live streaming, video, which I'm sure you guys are very familiar with, written content, whatever, every aspect of the reporting that I've done, and said, we want to make you our guy. Like, we want you to be the voice of us. That's just a wild thing for me to think about and something that really hasn't crystallized with me yet. But that's where we're at, and it's really a huge honor. I kind of wanted to go through just how I got into this, I guess, in a way, but moreover, just like what this channel has meant to me and what really Nets fans and Nets Nation have meant to me, and a big part of that is just kind of explaining how I got here, right? So we'll rewind 5 years. I'm living in San Diego, California at that point. I'm from California, if you don't know. Everybody thinks I'm from like Minnesota. I'm not from Minnesota. I'm from California, okay? I was living in California, San Diego, and I was doing sales. I was at a school probably for 2 years at that point. So I'm like, what, 20, 24, 25? And, I it's fun. Living my life, enjoying the ocean, whatever, surfing, doing California things. And at this point, I'd started a podcast with one of my closest friends growing up, and we just talked about the NBA. It was something that we wanted to do to kind of distract ourselves from like the mundane lives that we were living at that point. This for me became more than just a podcast. I really started pouring a lot of time into it. I remember like drawing up spreadsheets on my lunch breaks, and I just got really into it, and it was like my first experience with content. That turns into, hey, I'm gonna get a blog for myself, and I'm just gonna start writing. So I'm like paying out of pocket, starting to write. I actually did a couple YouTube videos that you can absolutely not find on the internet because those are long gone. But it was just my first experience in content, and I'm gonna fast forward a little bit because a lot of this isn't super important. I had the opportunity to move out to New York. Did so. Realized, hey, like I'd like to move forward with this interest of mine and see like what's the sports world like what is it like to to create content or just anything within basketball. I just knew I wanted to work within it, so that's what I did. Applied to something, did work there, moved into another spot, got to Nets Daily, and the big thing that for me that I think is important at this point is that I moved from California to New York. I didn't know a soul. I didn't know anybody. And for me, those first couple of months, again, I'm from California. I grew up there for 25 years. The first bit of home and like a sense of community that I got was going to Nets games. I paid out of pocket to go to Nets games and, do like game recaps or whatever. But really, I just wanted to be like immersed in the basketball culture here and really the culture of the Brooklyn Nets. And that was for the first couple of months when I didn't know anybody. That was the first feeling of like, oh, New York could be a home for me. And so that's the important point at that point. We're going to move a little bit beyond that. Start working at Nets Daily. I start figuring out, hey, not only do I like the community of the Brooklyn Nets, the basketball community itself, but I'm really interested in the game itself. I'm really interested in learning the terminology of it, the statistics of it, the nitty-gritty details that I think a lot of you become really familiar with me for. And so that was kind of the beginning of that journey. And, I put a lot of time into that. I'm not gonna lie, like that. I put a lot of time into that. Just learning terminology, learning about what trends and tactics were popular within the NBA. But I'm somebody, I like to share what I learned, and that kind of brings me to this channel, which really, if I look at it and I look at this opportunity that I'm being presented with today with the Nuggets, I don't think it would have come along if it hadn't been for this channel, but moreover, the support that I got on this channel. That is really where I started to carve out a lane for myself and create content that for me was very unique, but I think within the community itself, whether it's the Nets community or the NBA community, was pretty unique, and I'm proud of that. And that's what I started to do. And so I started this channel 2 years ago, and I just started piecing videos together, sharing things that I saw, sharing things that I'd learned. I have like a notes, like the notes app for your phone. I have like a thing that goes on and on and on and on and on and on, just of definitions, links to what certain plays look like. And, that was for me, but it was also for something that I was excited about and what I wanted to share to Nets fans and people that watched along. And, it was, it really, like, I truly think, like, when I look at what's happened in the last couple of weeks and where this has turned into it for me, and me finally being full-time, me, waiting 4 or 5 years working side jobs and everything and just trying to find time when I could to do this, I really think this channel and the support I got here was essential to that. And I'll be real with you, like, I know for me there were so many points where I wondered. I'm 29 years old now. I've been doing this since I was 25. There were a lot of points where I thought about, am I going to run out of time to live this dream effectively out that I came up with in San Diego? And the one thing that kind of kept me going was the response that I got from Nets fans. And, let's say I put together a video. It takes me 2-3 days. I'm really excited to share something that I saw about the Nets. The response that I would get on these videos got me through so many moments where I just wanted to call it quits or look at something else. Hey, maybe I should go look at my, I got a psych degree in college. Maybe I should go do something with that. But no, it's the little, and it's even something as small as great video. Hey, I really learned a lot from this. You make the best Nets content. Keep it up. Like little things like that maybe don't seem like a huge deal to you guys in your individual lives, made such an impact on me and continue to help me persevere and push through like a lot of moments where, I'm stressed with money or I'm working a job that I hate. And there were a lot of them. I've lived in Brooklyn for 4 years. There were a lot of, I've marketed products. I've worked in a lot of restaurants. I have, I've done whatever it takes to kind of live out this dream. And at the end of the day, I'm here. I've kind of reached, I could say the mountaintop, but I think there's a lot of opportunity for me to grow within this space. But I've gotten an opportunity that is a huge honor with the Denver Nuggets. And it wouldn't be possible without all of you. I get it. It's cliche. I understand. This video is a giant cliche. But this team and this fan base has given me not only my first home away from home, but a feeling of being wanted and a feeling of that I'm following the right track. Like that's what the Brooklyn Nets and their fan base was the first feeling of that. And I'll never forget that. Like I really won't. The last 4 years, just all the things that I've learned along the way, but the people that I've gained in my life, there's so many people, whether it's on the working side, reporters, people that I've collaborated with. We have so many talented podcasters, which is the fans too. Like there's so many people that have made a huge impact and have really helped me push through like a lot of very difficult moments because this is a tough space. And yeah, I just wanted to make this video and thank you all for everything. Thank you for following along on like a really weird, not weird, but just an idea that I had at one point in the last 4 years of, hey, maybe I should take this interest in film and stats and try this, see if I can make videos with it. And not only was that received well, but it was received with open arms, and I was encouraged every single time I did something, every single week. I mean, I'm gonna miss moments where it's like there's a big game and I have people being like, "Hey, could we do a breakdown on this? Like, I want to see you put a video together on this." Like, that means the goddamn world to me, and it did, and it still does. So yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to say with this. As for what comes next, I will be here for the next couple of weeks. I'm moving out to Denver pretty much end of the month. This should be out by end of the week, so end of mid-March kind of. I'll be out in Denver by the end of the month, and I can't even begin to explain how excited I am for this opportunity. This is something I've been waiting for a while, not just a full-time gig, but this specific gig is something I've been waiting for a while. But in the interim, like, you know, I'll be at a couple games. If I'm there, say what's up. And all I really want to end with is I appreciate all of you. None of this would have been possible without you. None of it. The support I got on multiple different platforms, but also just the little things that were said to me along the way that told me to keep going for this. That stuff is why I'm still here doing this, you know? And that stuff is why I've been given a really, truly incredible opportunity to continue to do what I love. And as, you know, I guess the 25-year-old, 24-year-old kid that was living in San Diego that had this loose idea that he wanted to get in sports, you know, and he had a podcast and he had a blog that he wrote, God knows what. I can't imagine that stuff was good, but God knows what on this blog that he was paying for out of pocket. I think that specific version of Matt is more indebted to all of you than I can even explain. Like, you helped that version of Matt and this version achieve a dream. And I just want to say thank you to all of you. And I really will never forget these 4 or 5 years. My entire 20s were shaped by the Brooklyn Nets and their fan base. And that is an awesome thing to say. And I wouldn't change that for the world. I wouldn't change living in Brooklyn. And I can't believe that this has worked out, but the journey itself to getting to this point where I've gotten this full-time gig was so goddamn enjoyable. It really was. That is a goddamn blessing. And again, that's because of y'all. So I guess I'm signing out. Thank you guys for watching everything on this channel. It really means the world. Thank you for the support. As I've said a million times, it wouldn't have been possible without y'all. And, you know, if you want to see what I do next, tune into the Denver Nuggets on all social channels, YouTube, Twitter, whatever. We'll see. I don't even know. That's the exciting part of it. But at the end of the day, I mean, thank you guys. And thank you to the Brooklyn Nets for giving this California kid a home away from home. That has really meant the world. And I'm going to miss the hell out of you. I'm trying not to get emotional right now. Yeah, I'm going to miss the hell out of y'all. So thank you guys. And thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning into the Matt Brooks NBA YouTube channel. I appreciate y'all.